Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. So, yesterday we saw that without putting in the effort, there is no knowledge of the self that's going to be possible. Just like Akritva Shatru Samharaha, without conquering the enemies, Agatva Akhila Bhushriyam, without capturing the wealth of the world, without going and possessing the wealth of the world by either conquering the kings or attaching their kingdoms through fair means, through marriage and other things. Raja aham iti shabdan naha, no, Raja bhavitum arhati. A person cannot simply go around saying, I am the king, I am the king, I am the king, without conquering or without acquiring wealth, and expect to be the king. In the same way, just saying Aham Brahmasmi, Prajnanam Brahma, Ayam Atma Brahma, Sachidananda Brahmoham, Sachidananda Shivoham, all that, if we go on keep saying that, or Soham, Soham, we are not going to become that. We are not going to experience the realization of the self. So what needs to be done? Bhagwan Sri Adisankaracharya is giving an example of digging treasure. How to dig treasure, how to find treasure. So much of effort has to go into it. Aptoktim khananam tathoparishilat utkarshanam swikritim निक्षेपः समपेक्षते नहि बहिः शब्दैस्तु निर्गच्छति तद्वत् ब्रह्मा विदोपदेशमनन ध्यानादिभिर्लभ्यते मायाकार्यतिरोहितं स्वममलं तत्त्वं न दुर्युक्तिभिः आप्तोक्तिं खननम तथा उपरि शिलाद उत्कर्षणम स्वीकृतिम. So if you want to find treasure, somebody says there is treasure somewhere, without going there to that place, without digging that place, so you just keep repeating the words. This person said there is treasure here. This person said there is treasure here. You are not going to find the treasure. So you have to go to that place, excavate that place by digging, and then if there is a big stone in that place, remove the stone, and then you will be able to lay your hands on the treasure. Nikshepaha samapekshate nahi bahihi shabdaistu nirgachati. That big stone which you have to remove is not going to move out when you say, oh stone, please move, open sesame. Like that Aladdin in the magic lamp, open sesame. There is no magic mantra to move stones. We have to push it with our hand and remove it. In the same way, Tadvat, Brahmavid Upadesha. Brahmavid means the one, just like the one who knows the treasure is pointing out the place where you can get the treasure. In the same way, a Brahmavid is a person who knows the treasure within you, within me, within one's own self. He knows the treasure of the self which lies within, And so he will be the right person to point out the treasure to us. Brahmavit Upadesha. Upadesha means Upa Samipe. Desha, place. Upa means nearby. Desha, he is pointing out to where the treasure of the self is there. Brahmavit Upadesha Manana Dhyanadibhir Labhyate. After he points out also, we have to reflect on it. Manana. Manana means going on reflecting on the thoughts. Suppose the teacher says, Tattvam Asi. In what way am I the Brahman? We keep contemplating on that. We will arrive at the answer within us. Then dhyana. Once we arrive at the answer, holding on to that thought, being in that thought, and meditating upon that dhyana dibihi labhyate, then we will get it. We will be able to experience it. It's not something that we're going to get from outside. Just like we experience anger, we experience hatred, we experience jealousy, we experience fear, we experience joy, we experience thrill, we experience bliss, we experience different emotions that arise within us. The emotions are arising in the person who is experiencing. So the one who is aware of those emotions is the person that is you. Whatever sensation you experience, whatever emotion you experience, whatever feeling you experience, the one who is aware of that is you. That I is experienced in meditation, with the help of the knowledge of the self given by the Guru, given by the Upanishads and our Shastras, and with our contemplation. Shravanam is the first Upadesha, hearing that thought, yes, it is there inside me. Unless I hear that, I'm not even going to know. I'm not going to think about it at all. The thought will not come because the eyes and other sense organs are trained to look outside into the world and receive our inputs from pramana, pratyaksha pramana, meaning whatever I see with my eyes and other sense organs, and anumana pramana, what I am guessing and finding out. If I see smoke, then I guess there is fire. That is the way I receive information. But this information is given to us by the Guru, by the master, by the teacher who has realized that. And then when they take the mantras of the Upanishads and they explain it to us, we are able to understand, because the Upanishads are there by themselves. They are capable of giving that knowledge. But when that knowledge is fed or energized with the life of the teacher, with the life and love and compassion of the teacher, that same message that we receive through our ears, it is like food is there on the plate, the child can eat the food by itself. But how much ever the child takes the food and eats, it is not going to eat very easily. It's the food will slip out of the hands, it will slip around the mouth. But when the mother takes the food and she makes it into a fine paste with her fingers and with her love, the food becomes so tasty, and then she takes it and gives exact amount of food that the child can take into the mouth, mouthful after mouthful. When the mother feeds, it is very easy for the child to take in the food and digest the food. In the same way, the Guru, like the mother, takes the mantras of the Upanishads, absorbs the mantras, feeds it with his own energy, feeds it with his own understanding, and then offers it in a platter to the disciple through the medium of the ears. And then when the disciple receives that message with all love and all understanding, it goes directly to the heart. Tadvat Brahmavit Upadesha Manana Dhyanadibhir Labhyate. Brahmavit, the one who has to teach us, it cannot be taught by anybody. The person who teaches us cannot be a person who's prone to anger, hatred, jealousy, or competition, and all those qualities. They have to be people who are soaked in this Brahma Tattva, in the truth of this reality of the Brahman. And when they give it, then it is very palatable. After they give it, we have some work to do still. What should we do? Manana and Dhyana. The giving is Shravana, listening to the words of the Guru, Shravanam. Then we have to do Mananam. Mananam means constantly contemplating about it. Dhyanam is mentally meditating, giving our light of attention, light of awareness on that statement alone, on that understanding alone. When we are constantly placing our awareness and attention on that statement, we get absorbed into that statement. That becomes dhyana. And then once we are established in that, it is very easy to understand that reality, the truth. Maya Karya Tirohitam. All this effort of ours is clouded by Maya. Maya means that aspect of Prakriti which shows everything to us in life like a mirror. In the mirror, when we stand before the mirror, we see ourselves, we see also the reflection of many objects and things and the situation and surroundings around us on the mirror. But and even when we see ourselves, we don't actually see our whole self in reality, in truth, in the mirror. We see only the physical image. In the same way, Maya, the Shakti of Maya, which provides a lot of information. Words are Maya. The power of Maya comes in the form of information, comes in the form of data, comes in the form of many distractions, comes in the form of words, comes in the form of emotions, comes in the form of different experiences and our thoughts and our suffering and our interpretations. So many things are there. It is so complex. We cannot even fathom the depth of Maya. Maya Karya Tirohitam. The truth is covered by Maya. Swam Amalam. Swam Amalam, that which is very pure, which is covered by Maya's, the effects of Maya. Tattvam na duryukti bihi. You may be able to work hard towards this in this manner, and not just by going on talking pervertedly or arguing pervertedly. Do you know where is God? Do you know as if there is God? There is no God. Just arguing for the sake of arguments and entertaining in the stage managed debates and shows for the sake of, we get those thumbs ups and then we subscribe button, like button, and all those things. For all those things, when we are using this knowledge, we are not going to arrive at the truth. We will arrive at the truth only when there is a true seeking for the truth. For the person who is seeking the truth in reality, in truth, the truth reveals itself. So what does the Guru tell the students now? Tasmat sarva prayatnena bhava bandha vimuktaye svaireva yatna kartavyo rogadaviva panditaihi. Swayeva yatnaha kartavyaha. Tasmat. Tasmat means the 3 dots we keep in mathematics for an answer. Therefore, tasmat sarva prayatnena. Putting in all efforts. By all means we put in efforts. Bhava bandha vimuktaye. For effort in what direction? Effort to be free from bhava, free from existence. Existence means I am existing. I am experiencing life and experiencing so many things along with life. Experiencing life as joy, as sorrow, as suffering, as gratitude, as wellness or illness or fighting or war or disturbance. So many ways we experience life. We don't experience life as it is. So that is called bhava bandha. Bhava means existence, but bhava bandha means we are caught with the wrong aspects of life. that we don't really experience life as it is. And in that, because we don't experience life as it is, we don't have a smooth sailing in life. So instead of trying many methods to smooth sail, it is better to come out of this bhava bandha. It is better to come out of this disturbing experience of life that we have. Swaireva yatnaha kartavyaha. Who should do that effort? Like our school homework, it is not the mother or father or our school project work, our sister or brother who can do the project work for us. Even as we keep talking and we keep looking into Facebook and YouTube and other things and give our homework to others to write, they can finish the homework and we can very coolly, they will even write it in our own handwriting so that the teacher does not see, how do you know all this? Yes, we have done all this, so we know. And we have also helped others to do all this, so we know that we do such things. And then go and give it and submit in the school saying it is my own work. In the same way, this will not work. Nobody else can do it for me. Svaihi eva yatnaha kartavyaha. By my own self, I have to take that effort. Rogadaviva panditaihi. By that pandita. Pandita means pandayasya krite asti saha panditaha. Even before going into this effort, you have to have a knowledge of what is it that we are doing, what is it that we are searching, where exactly is it, what are the means for searching. All that we get to know through the teacher and through the Upanishads and the other mantras that we study. We get to know the means and what are we going to discover at the end of that. So even before going into a search, even before getting into a big project, we always draw the blueprint for the project. We don't get into the project directly. We don't start doing the action. We plan out the work, and then we work out the plan. In the same way, Rogadaviva Panditaihi. The Pandita has to put in all the effort, like how the person who seeks to get rid of his illness has to take the specific treatment and follow the specific medical conditions, food conditions, and physical body conditions for that particular disease. In the same way, for this illness of samsara, dukkha, meaning the sorrow that is caused by my attachment or my being caught in this bhava, in this wheel of existence, I have to work it out myself with the help, blessings and grace of the Guru and Ishvara. Verses 67 to 71 of the Vivekachoodamani, the student has earlier asked some questions. The teacher is now coming up with answers, or rather discussing the questions that have been raised by the student. What are the discussions based around the questions? It is always good to clarify the questions. It is not that we ask the question and we get the answer. We may not have clarity in the question itself. So the teacher spends some time with the questions, being with the questions and clarifying the questions for the student. Yet yastvaya dyakritav prashnah variyam shastravin matah sutra prayo nigudhartha jnatavyascha mumukshubhihi. So these questions that you have asked, they are variyan. They're very, very great. They're accepted and welcomed by Shastravit, by all the great people who have studied the Shastras. The learned people welcome these questions because the question is always the means by which we get an answer. Even in our mind, we may say a statement, but when we say the statement as a question, the mind is completely engaged with that question and it works harder to seek the answer. So this is in modern day psychology. If you want to say an affirmation, for example, if I want to be good in studies, instead of saying the affirmation that I am good in studies, or I commit myself to be good in studies, instead of those affirmations, if you just keep saying, how is it that I am so good in my studies? I mean, not to boast to others, but to my own self, with a view that I should be good in studies. How is it that I am so good in studies? Or a sportsman asks, how is it that I am so good in sports? Then the mind will go on giving you proof for this is how you're good in sports. See, you won this medal, you're winning that medal. See, you're able to get up in the morning and practice. See, you're able to follow the right diet for the sports. See, you're able to cut down on your Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, and other social media so that you can concentrate better on your studies and sports. The mind will go on showing you the proofs when you ask the question. So in the same way, the teacher is taking up the questions. Yaha tu yaha tvaya adya kritaha prashnaha. The questions that you have been asked by you today. Variyan. They're very, very excellent. They're very great. And Shastravit Mataha. Who considers this very great? The people who are knowledgeable in the Shastras. Sutra Prayaha. These the Shastras are full of sutras or aphorisms. They are pithy, terse sayings which contain a wealth of meaning that has to be unraveled by the teacher for us to understand. Sutra prayaha nigudha arthaha. It has got, the meaning is very deep and hidden inside. Jnatavyascha mumukshubhihi. And these questions are meant to be known by all mumukshus or seekers after liberation. Mumukshu is a person who wishes to be liberated. Jnatavyahacha mumukshubhihi. A mumukshu should know these questions. First, know what questions to ask. This is a very important thing because we do not know the right questions to ask. 71. I missed the page because I dropped the book in my hand. 1 minute. 71, I think. Yeah, we were. 66. 67th. Mumukshubhihi. Then you have the next verse. Shrunushva vahito vidvan yanmaya samudiryate tadetat shravanat sadyah bhavabandhad vimokshase. The teacher calls the student as vidvan. Vidvan means he is like appreciating the student. He says, oh learned person, oh learned, 1 minute please, oh learned one. Oh learned one, oh learned person, vidvan. The teacher says, it is like the student who studies MBBS, who enters into the first year as an MBBS student. They're not addressed as with their names. They're all called as doctor because in future they're all going to become doctors. The other doctors, the professors, the lecturers themselves will address them as doctor. In the same way, this is a culture of very learned people. Even though they have not completely known the truth, you address them as a vidwan, the one who knows, the knowledgeable person. Shrunushva avahitaha. Listen with all attention. Yat maya sam udiryate. Which I am going to tell very clearly. Tat etat shravanat sadhyaha. When you listen to this, sadhyaha, immediately as soon as you listen to it, listen to this. The statement is so powerful that when you listen to it itself, bhava bandhat vimokshase. You will be free from the bondage of bhava. You will be free from the bondage of existence. So that is so powerful. This Upanishads, the words of the Upanishads, the mantras of the Upanishads are so powerful that listening to them, you become free. Just like The mirror is so powerful that you stand in front of the mirror, you see yourself immediately. When you stand in front of the mirror, you don't need to meditate, you don't need to chant mantras to see yourself. The very fact that you're standing in front of the mirror, you are directly seeing yourself. In the same way, when you contemplate on the Upanishads, it is yourself that you see. And so, when you see yourself, when you realize yourself, when you realize uh, who you are in reality, then you are free from the bondage of existence. Bhava. Bhava, bandha. Bhava means living. Not that you are dead, you are completely alive, but you are living a life of freedom. Nowhere are you tormented by fear, nowhere are you tormented by grief, sorrow, worry, all these sad, sorrowful, negative emotions and negative situations in life is not going to torment you because you are free from the torment of all these different emotions, and you have realized the truth of that self which is always present at all periods of time. What are the different means by which we can attain this moksha? Mokshasya hetuhu prathamo nigadyate vairagyamatyantamaनित्यवस्तुषु ततश्शमश्चापि दमस्तितिक्षा न्यासः प्रसक्ताखिल karmana bhrisham. Okay, my dear student, you want moksha, right? You want liberation. That is what brings you to me and makes you ask these questions. So you are interested in liberation. You want freedom. You want to experience freedom. I will tell you the causes. The first cause for freedom or moksha, prathamaha nigatyate. What is it? Vairagyam atyantam anitya vastushu. Anitya vastu means that which is impermanent. What is impermanent? Only the seer, the self in us is permanent. Everything else is impermanent. Atyantam anitya vastushu vairagyam. Atyanta vairagyam means complete detachment from everything that is impermanent. If a student wants to study well for the exam, the student has to detach himself from the movies, from swiping on the phone or from Facebook and other Twitter and other things, engaging in unnecessary conversations on the mobile phone or going here and there, eating here and there. They have to take care of their health, take care of their body, sleep well, eat well, play well, study well, and be well, be calm to be able to write the exam the next day. So they have to withdraw from everything else that is not going to help them in this purpose. Vairagyam atyantam anitya vastushu. So if you want liberation, you detach yourself from everything that is impermanent in life, everything that comes and goes. What comes and goes? Bhagwan Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita says, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shita ushna sukha dukkadaha agamaha apayinaha anityaha tam stitikshasva bharata. When the sense organs come in contact with the sense objects, the experience of heat and cold, joy and sorrow are born in us. They are agamaha, they come and they go. Anityaha, they are not nitya, they are not permanent. So just put up with them, just accept them, let it be, let it go. Don't have anything to do with them, don't react with them, don't talk about them, don't engage in them, don't encourage them, don't do anything. Let them come and go. Let these experiences come and go. That is what anitya is all about. Anitya means that which comes and goes. it is not permanent. So don't pay attention to all that. Tataha. After that, what should the student have? Shamaschapi damaha titiksha nyasaha prasaktakhila karmanam brisham. The student should have shama. Shama means it is not only important to control the senses, it is important to have a very quiet mind. In a very quiet mind, thoughts don't keep rising. Thoughts or feelings and emotions don't keep expressing and gurgling all the time. I want this, I want that, I desire this, I desire that, I desire this object, person, or situation. Those expectations are not there in such a mind where there is shamaha. Shamaha means quietude of mind. Damaha means when the quietude of mind is not possible, at least shut the sense organs from not taking in more inputs of our desired objects, people and situations through our sense organs. Damaha. Then titiksha is what I just told this shloka from the Bhagavad Gita. Tam titikshasva bharata. The experiences in life come and go. Just put up with them. Be with them without complaint, without engaging in them and without getting agitated about them. Titiksha means just let them come and pass by and go. Nyasaha, then also another important thing is, if you want to realize the truth, if you want to see yourself in the mirror, you have to stop doing other actions like sweeping the floor or dusting up or doing something or writing something. If you want to see yourself in the mirror, you have to drop other actions and look into the mirror. Only then you will be able to see. Unless you see your eyes in the mirror, you are not going to get your catch your image in the mirror also. So what to say about knowledge about the self? If I want the knowledge of myself, I have to just be drop all other actions, all result oriented actions, all desire oriented actions, and even actions for the sake of the welfare of the world. Everything has to come to an end if I want to know the truth. As long as I'm engaging in action, I will not able to see the truth. I remember once when I went to Mount Kailash, I got that opportunity and the blessing to be there in 2009. There is the whole group that went along with me. It's a public group. They all engaged ponies and they were all traveling by ponies. I was the one going by walk, and I was some other person was one Sherpa, one boy was coming along to take care and walking along with me. And then I discovered that I'm going on walking, I'm going on looking at the ground and seeing if the stone is hurting or if I'm stepping properly and all that I was missing the beauty of the Kailash mountain throughout. If I want to engage in the beauty of the mountain, I have to sit and look at the mountain. If I'm just engaged in doing some action, walking and feeling exasperated on the way, or feeling thirsty and feeling painful, or sitting down and tired and all that, I'm not able to look at the mountain. In the same way, if we want to know the truth, we have to drop all our actions and sit quietly to be with the truth and realize it. Brisham. Then what should be done after all this is done? Titiksha, and then giving up all actions. Tatashrutis tanmananam, tatashrutihi tanmananam, satatvadhyanam, chiram nitya nirantaram munehe, tato vikalpam parametya vidwan, ihaiva nirvana sukham samrachati. Ihaiva, in this world itself, in this present moment itself, nirvana sukham samrachati. The vidwan, the knowledgeable student who is taking up all these methods, who's following vairagya or dispassion, having shama, having dama, titiksha, and mumukshutvam, a desire for liberation, tataha shrutihi tan mananam sa tattva dhyanam. After that, shruti or the Upanishads, mananam. Mananam means contemplating. For example, in the Kaivalya Upanishad, Hritpundarikam Virajam Vishokam Vichintya Madhye Virajam Vishuddham Achiltyam Avyaktam Anantarupam. So in these ways, many contemplative verses are given, like in the Mandukya Upanishad. Nanta prajnam na bahish prajnam no bhayatah prajnam na prajnam na prajnana ghanam na prajnam na prajnam achintyam avyapadeshyam avyapadeshyam. So in these ways, the Upanishads give avyavaharyam, alakshanam, achintyam, avyapadeshyam, ekatma pratyayasaram, prapanchopashamam, shantam, shivam, advaitam, chaturtham manyante, sa atma, sa vigneyaha. Statements like these are there in the Upanishad. We can take up one statement that we really love and that we connect to. Maybe Adisankaracharya's Nirvana Shakam Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. Taking up a statement like that, Tataha Shrutihi Tan Mananam Sa Tattva Dhyanam. Tan Mananam means not only repeating that verse, Mananam Chit. Chit means Chaitanyam, consciousness. Ananda means bliss. Rupaha, form. I am of that form. I am of that color and light, effulgent light of Chaitanya and Ananda. I am Shiva. I am that auspicious life. I am that auspicious life. Contemplating on this way. Sa tattva dhyanam. Tattva means meditating on that verse. Chit. What is chit? Chit is consciousness. What is consciousness? Consciousness is something that is aware of everything. I am conscious that I am touching this clock. I am conscious that this clock has a rim of purple color. I am conscious that the time is showing 8:55. I am conscious of the fast movement of the second's hand. So all this, that is consciousness, chit. Ananda, I experience joy by chanting, by singing. I experience joy by eating this or by looking at this beautiful scene. I experience joy. That experience of joy, the one who experiences joy is the self. In this way, sa tattva dhyanam chiram nitya nirantaram mune. How much we should do? Chiram, at all periods of time. It is not important, it is not enough if I just do it for 10 minutes one day out of excitement. Okay, I too want to know the truth. What is it that everybody is saying? Know the truth, know the truth, know the reality. People are going for satsanga, they're listening to Upanishads, and they're studying in Upanishad class and all that. I too want to do all that. You get very excited, and for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you attend one class, and then you hear these children chanting, Nanta prajnam na bahish prajnam, no bhayata prajnam, na prajnam, na prajnana ghanam, na prajnam, na prajnam. It sounds very nice, and then you feel very happy, you feel it gives you some joy, and then for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you sit with it, and then forget about the whole thing, and next year you take it up. It doesn't happen that way. Chiram, nityam, daily, nirantaram, continuously, successively, and steadily. Another beautiful word for that, common word with a daily application. It's called consistently. Munehe. Munehe means the person who has got this conduct of manana. Manana means reflection. Constantly in our mind, we take up some beautiful thought, we analyze that thought, we study the thought, we write about that thought, we try to draw diagrams about that thought, we explain the beauty of the thought to others, we think about it and revel in the beauty of the thought. That is called mananam. Muni. Muni is a person who does that. Tataha avikalpam param etya Tataha. Then afterwards, what happens? He attains to that avikalpam without any movement, without any thought. There is something supreme within us that has got no movement, that has got nothing in it that can disturb its presence. Vikalpam param etya vidwan, such a vidwan, a knowledgeable person who engages in this kind of activity, iha eva nirvana sukham samrachati. In this time itself, in this period itself, in this lifetime, he attains that nirvana sukham, means that kind of a bliss where the mind does not move. The mind moves because there is some desire, and so the mind is in search of something outside, so there is movement. When the object of the desire has been fulfilled by knowing the self, there is nothing for the mind to move. It becomes very steady. That is called nirvana. Nirvana means no movement. Vana means movement. The lamp is moving, the lamp is quivering, the lamp is shivering in the wind. But there is no wind. Yatha deepo nivatastaha ningate na ingate. It is steady. Sopamasmrita. So in the same way, the person attains that kind of a state in this lifetime itself. यद्बोद्धव्यं तवेदानीम् आत्मानात्मविवेचनं तदुच्यते मया सम्यक् श्रुत्वात्मन्यवधारय. So this verse we will continue from tomorrow. The teacher is saying yat bodhavyam tava idanim. What should be known by you now? Idanim. What should you know? Atma, Anatma, Vivechanam. This whole text is called Vivekachoodamani. Vivekachoodamani means, Viveka means discrimination, distinguishing between what is I and what is not I. Atma, Anatma, Vivechana. Vivechana means segregating the two and understanding them. Tat uchyate maya samyak. Now I am going to tell you about the difference between Atma and Anatma. Samyak. Shrutva Atmani avadharaya. When you listen to this, you can take it in and keep it in yourself to contemplate upon it, to meditate upon it, and realize that which I am going to explain to you now. So we will see what are all the descriptions that the teacher is telling the student tomorrow. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Vashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasorma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Boli Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Har Namah Parvati Pataye. Har Har Mahadeva. Hari Om.